My man Cognitive had a lot of good things to say. In one of these, and I love the fact that he disagrees with something that I said, but respectfully, unlike some people. But he said that, well, I'm going to disagree, red flag. Number one, a vision. I was talking about the book of 1, where a gentleman was saying he had a vision that he spoke to Ra. I don't necessarily agree with the vision. I think the guy just had a good idea, maybe studied a lot of Hermetics, studied a lot of the ancient Egyptian rites, and came to a great way to publish the book. But I look at the information and not so much at whether or not the author is trying to scam or not. Then he says, second point, love is an emotion, just like the tide. It absolutely flows. Then he said, however, I wouldn't so vehemently disagree that love is not essential, because love is essential. And he also talked about how opening your chakras is more of a, like hallucination, more of a mental state, like hallucinating, and you got to get into your mind. And you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. We agree. Opening your chakras is more of a mental state. We pinpoint the areas of the chakra. We use colors, we use symbols, we use vibration, mainly to get our mind in the right space. Because most people need something tangible in order for them to be able to open their chakra. They need to focus on certain areas. And no pinpoint areas are accurate, but they need something to symbolize it. That's just how most people are. And before they can get to the mental state where they can just do it, right? Kind of like Dr. Strange, when the dude pulled out the nub and he was able to open up the portal. Dr. Strange thought he had to have hands. You know, the hands had to be steady. But on the second point, that's the most important one. We talk about love as an emotion. Love is an emotion, and it is essential. But understand me clearly, love must be controlled. When love is out of control, we tend to make bad decisions, because what we have then is a heart-mind connection instead of a mind-heart connection. You see, when the heart is ruling the mind, we find ourselves making decisions that's not exactly the best case scenario for you or the other people around you. We hold on to employees way too long. We hold on to jobs way too long. We have an affinity for a product or a service or a person or a house or car, whatever it is. We have an affinity. We hold on to it way too long, to the point where it becomes detrimental to who we are. That's why I always say we have to have a mind-heart connection, because our mind has to control our emotions. They're not to just ebb and flow like the tides and just move about. I'm sure you didn't mean that, but you just gave me a good point to say it. Emotions must be controlled at all times. That is the exercise of emotional maturity. It's the ability to control your emotions mentally so that you don't lash out and do things that you'll later regret. That's why love is always in control.